Let's talk about the one positive there with Max Strus there, Mike.
That was a great positive.
Max Strus
especially off the rip.
Incredible last night. 6 of 7 from 3, 24 points. He was their best player. Bull, what stood out to you most about what Max Strus did?
Well, I remember last week I was like, well, we'll see what kind of shape he's in when he comes back.
Yeah, we did.
And he looked phenomenal. He looked like the guy had never missed a game. He's missed the whole season. He was incredible. It's funny. You see this a lot when guys come back. I bet you next game he's not as good.
Well, he had the
because
adrenaline
he's all
going.
juiced up,
No
right?
question.
I mean, think about this time of the year. Most of these guys are like, oh, we got a month left.
And
in
this
the
was
regular
his
season.
opening night.
Yeah, for him, it's first game. He's got plenty of energy. But it was great, and it shows you when Max Strus is playing his best basketball that he could be certainly a big factor for the Cavs come playoff time, another weapon. And if they're going to beat Boston or New York or maybe even Detroit, they're going to need all hands on deck, everybody healthy and everybody playing their best basketball, and that includes Max Strus. So it was great to see. He looked like he couldn't miss at all.
I wish he would have shot more, actually.
He was awesome.
When a guy's that hot, let it go. I'm with you, Bull. It's like he didn't even miss a game.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
And I thought there'd be some sort of conditioning issues or there'd be a little hesitation to shoot. Man, he didn't show any rust whatsoever.
I mean, the Cavs got eliminated last year, like what, early May?
Mid-May.
Yeah.
Like
right?
that.
So he's been out 10 months. He hasn't played an NBA game in 10 months.
Came back and looked
you
like
would
he'd
never
never been gone.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it with Tatum, but Tatum's a superstar.
Right.
And, even Strus was just a good player, really good player.
Well, they slow rolled him coming back.
They did, yeah.
And I'm sure he's been working on the conditioning and everything in practice.
Clearly.
But, man, I was really encouraged by that. And I think he's going to we need him in the playoffs. And I think what you had said a while back that Kenny wanted he said he needed 10 or 15 games, something like that.
That's right. What is he getting? Yeah.
Yeah, they have 16 left.
And he'll get 15, 16 games to get his legs underneath him before the playoffs come. We keep saying this, and I have to keep reminding myself that this is true because you've said regular season means nothing. It really doesn't mean anything at all. If the Cavs finish in the 4, could they still make it to the East Finals? I think so.
Yeah,
I think they can.
Yeah.
It's all about what happens when the playoffs start.
That's it.
And these losses might seem completely meaningless once the playoffs roll around.
That's right.
However, they could be, this could be a harbinger of things to come.
Right, is it? Right, we don't know.
To Mike's point about the defense, if you can't clamp down and keep teams from getting buckets in crucial situations in the playoffs, you're going to be eliminated. And now, this defense doesn't look like it's going to stop anybody.
It's terrible.
When it needs to. So they've got to get things right over the next 15 games to make sure that they're ready for the postseason. And then I think their ceiling is the East Conference Finals. I don't see them getting past Boston.
I think they could get past Boston. I wouldn't pick them to beat Boston. But I don't think it's impossible. The thing is,
listen, Jason Tatum's looked good so far, dude, but he's still coming back from a very significant injury.
He is true.
And like we're talking about, a guy who is where's his conditioning at? Like all of a sudden you get to the playoffs, it's different than regular season.
Different. Listen, the Cavs have the talent to get to the finals, but the Celtics have the history.
Yeah,
so that's why you'd lean in that direction.
Sure, but
but the Cavs are capable.
They can for sure
to beat him. But everybody's got to be healthy, and you have a lot of guys on this Cavs team that have a lot. The Cavs have more guys with something to prove in the playoffs than any team in the NBA.
In my view, you're right. Yeah,
James Harden, Donovan Mitchell's never gotten past the second round. All these role players who have done nothing.
Even Allen. Like, what's Allen's injury deal? When's he coming back?
It's tendinitis. They say day to day. It's been 2 weeks.
And what's Jaylen Tyson's situation, Mike?
Tyson?
Yeah.
He's healthy. Just Kenny's been opting to go with Keon Ellis instead lately. Ellis been a little hotter from beyond the arc. Last night, not his best game. He was 1 of 5 from the 3, 2 of 7 from the floor.
I mean, since Harden's come here, Jaylen Tyson's disappeared.
Yeah, I mentioned, he was a guy that had a specific role, and when you bring a guy like Harden in, your whole offense changes, your entire dynamic of how you operate changes, and guys like Allen and the spot-up shooters were going to get kind of a boost, and the guys who were secondary creators were going to have to find out how to fit back in. And I mentioned this, I was on the radio with Earl.
But, Mike, I don't want to see him, sorry to cut you off, but I don't want to see him disappear. I don't think that's the right way to go.
Are you taking the ball to James Harden's hand or Donovan Mitchell's hands?
Well, I mean, but they're not always both on the court. So when Donovan's on the court with Jaylen and James Harden's taking a break, I mean, they did that fine earlier in the year. What would be the problem?
It's just fewer opportunities. And the one thing I mentioned with Tyson is, he didn't play last year much as a rookie. This is really his rookie season, right? Like this is.
Yeah.
He may just be hitting a little bit of a rookie wall.
Yeah,
and, it's 70 games in. He's never played a season this long ever in his career. Yeah. Actually, obviously, last year he played, but, real minutes.
Yeah.
He was so good early and shot the ball so well early that, thinking anyone, nobody shoots 50% from three for a season. It's happened.
Yeah, right.
So there was going to be a little natural regression. Having the fact that this is the longest he's played on top of the fact that he's trying to now figure out how to best fit in with other guys.
Getting heavy legs.
And also for a guy like Jaylen, who spends so much energy on defense, knowing I want to be the guy to guard the Luka Doncic's. I want to be the guard that gets the Jason Tatum matchup. I just think his offense is taking a little bit of a step back. And is it concerning? Like, a little bit. But also I think it's kind of to expect it for a young player going through his first season at this stage of his career.
And it's really up to Kenny to make sure that he stays involved.
Yeah, right? I don't like him not playing
with
at
the
all.
rotations. And
he was out yesterday with an injury. It wasn't because he didn't play yesterday.
Oh,
right?
you said he was not injured.
Let me
Did
hold.
you
Let
miss
me
something?
find. Well, he's not like hurt. He may have had against the Detroit game. He had the neck contusion or neck strain. He didn't miss a game because of that. But
yeah,
all right. See the injury report from yesterday.
I think he is hurt. I think something happened.
That's what I thought. It was a knee thing, knee bruise, right? Initially,
I don't remember.
Didn't he have that like in Sacramento or something earlier? I don't know. Anyway,
yeah,
doesn't matter. All I know is that we need him back.
Yeah, I see him disappear from the lineup completely is disappointing, but hopefully he'll be back. And as you said, Jared Allen.
Oh, Tyson had ankle soreness, so it's not an injury. He was just sore yesterday. Yeah.
I don't expect you to not be on top of that, Mike. That was like the first time ever.
You stumped him.
I wasn't at the game yesterday, so I apologize.
But Jared Allen's fit with James Harden, as you said, has been so important. Since Jared Allen's, we were all, certainly I was, trying to push him out the door for a while, but they were playing their best basketball when Harden and Allen were playing together. And they haven't had that.
Without a doubt. And Harden's changed his whole game when he's not getting downhill as much, which he does better when Allen's on the court with him. Mobley and Harden, still figuring out kind of their pick and roll partnership and how that works best. He was not good yesterday, just 4-12 from the floor, and he got abused pretty bad defensively in a couple different plays. But it's one game. No need to over freak out to one game, but it certainly was not the kind of performance you want at home on a nationally televised game. When your home crowd starts booing, it's usually not pretty good.
Yeah, no, they sensed it too. And by the way, I think part of my conspiracy is it's easier for me to deal with a loss like that if I just say, well, they weren't trying.